New York has also been buying one-way flight tickets to anywhere they want to go.
Send them back. Send them back. Send them back to wherever the fuck they come from. Round them up, put them on a plane, and ship their asses out of this fucking country. Because one thing's for certain. If Donald Trump was still president, this shit wouldn't be happening. It is the complete audacity for me, the demands that they're making. U.S. citizens don't even fucking get help from the U.S. government. We got men, women, children, and veterans who are fucking hungry, homeless, and don't have health care. It's a real simple fix. Round them up and ship their asses out. Send them back. Problem solved.
Go.
I'm going back to Venezuela. Venezuela.
It don't even have to be Venezuela. They could want to go to Paris. They're going to get a one-way ticket.
Well, it don't rhyme with I'm going back to Paris. It don't go. Okay. I used to rap back in the day. Devastating, titillating, definitely invigorating. Not like I'm insinuating that I think I'm stimulating. Reason that I good get ratings, you can tell Jackie ain't never wrote a rhyme in her life. I'm going back to Paris.
And not trying to.
I'm
talking about a story. Venezuela. I'm not sitting up here trying to
I hear you, but
trying to do
you can tell. If I told Jackie to hit
Hannah Banana
right now.
Bobana Momana, I ain't trying to do all that. I'm talking business.
Jackie went way back. Yeah, but they're going. They're paying them to go back. Fed up migrants who trek thousands of miles to the U.S. are already heading home. The American dream doesn't exist. Some Venezuelan migrants who trek thousands of miles to the U.S. in search of a better life are disheartened and say they're ready to head back home. More than 20,000 migrants have made their way to Chicago since August of 2022, when Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott started slapping that ass on them buses and shipping them off to these sanctuary cities. Okay, they didn't make their way to Chicago. Their ass was bused to Chicago by Greg Abbott. Many of them ended up sleeping at O'Hare Field International Airport and at police stations in Chicago.
They're coming out of Florida, too.
Yeah. And a lot of them are choosing to return home due to limited resources for immigrants. Now, the immigrants who came here later this year, they say they just getting scraps and whatnot because the other immigrants was already sucking up everything. One guy said, how many more months of living in the streets does they have to do? He said it's better that he leaves. At least he has his mother back home. And they didn't know things would be this hard and thought the process would be faster.
Agree. Go home.
Go home.
We have enough problems on our own.
And they said, we just want to go home. Tired of sleeping in the streets. And they trying to get out before that Chicago winter really hits. I'm from Gary, Indiana, baby. 20 minutes from Chicago. Whatever happens in Chicago happens in Gary, Indiana. And when that Hulk hit, player, it ain't no joke if you from below the equator.
And honestly, when you have small children and babies and pregnant women, you should think things out a little more.
Yeah.
You know,
they thought the process would be quicker.
Well, they should
getting the job permits, the work permits and whatnot. They just thought it would be a faster process.
And all of these people are not legitimate as far as the asylum goes. Yeah. So, but with that new law that they're trying to pass in Texas, if that new law passes, a lot of that is about to be...
And they can put your ass in jail now because what the sanctuary cities are, they say they're not helping the government to harass these people and arrest them and deport them and whatnot. But Greg Abbott in the state of Texas said, to hell with that. We're going to make our own law since the government doesn't want to do it. They just want to go home. They say they're tired of sleeping in the streets. They might as well sleep in the streets in Venezuela, wherever they're from. The city's resources are strained with over 19,000 migrants arriving since August of 2022 and more than 68,000 citizens grappling with homelessness. Now, I believe it's way more than 19,000. You know, they always undercut the numbers. Mm-hmm. It's way more than that. The 68,000 Chicago citizens that are homeless, I believe it's more than that. They always push down the numbers. Some suggested that they had been drawn to Chicago after being wrongly led to believe they would be swiftly granted asylum status and work permits, paving the way for a better life. Say, we didn't know these things were going to be this hard, thought the process would be quicker. And the governor of Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker accused the federal government of failing to provide adequate assistance to Chicago for the migrant crisis and has brought the city to a breaking point.
Join everywhere else.
If your ass say you a sanctuary city, you got the resources to help, right? Don't be a sanctuary city, but be looking at my damn pocket. Federal government. My taxes. Well, we're a sanctuary city. We welcome one and all. The nigga don't look for my taxes to help you pay for that shit. That's what you brought on yourself. And what they talking about was Harold Washington. You remember the black mayor, Harold Washington in the 80s? Trying to say blame him because he signed it. That's not what Harold Washington meant, to just dump these people in here. If you and your family came here and it's just y'all, cool, we can help you out. But you sending 19, 20, 60,000, 100,000 of y'all at one time, that ain't what this bill was for. And you misinterpreted it. Brandon, what's his name? The mayor of Chicago.
And New York's is even worse because with theirs, all they have to do is go up and tell them that they want to seek asylum and they want somewhere to live. And they have to abide by that.
Saying they're being persecuted in their homeland. No, you're not. Mm-hmm. No, you're not.
But and New York have to find them somewhere to live. But the thing is, they ran out of places for them to go. Yeah. But it's like, what kind of stupid, idiotic law is that to have? If you have to be housing somebody, house our veterans that are homeless. House the other people that were born American. House them first.
Or who came here legally. Okay. Now, the governor Pritzker of Illinois said more than $330 million has already been spent by the state to house and feed the migrants. Others said they have realized that Chicago's limited resources have been depleted by waves of migrants that have overwhelmed the Democrat-led sanctuary cities over the past 16 months, leaving the latest newcomers with nothing but scraps. So they trying to find different places to house these people. They opening up schools and communities that when these people in the community wanted the school open for their own benefit, they were told no, there was no money, and now all of a sudden you just find money pouring out your ass to get some people who places, came here illegally.
They're refusing to go. They're saying they're not to their standards.
Yeah, because you're used to the Roosevelt Hotel. Shit, maid service. Would you want to go out here in the middle of nowhere? They're saying it's far away from their schools and whatnot for their kids. But yeah, do you want to go out here and sleep
It didn't
in a
matter
damn
if
tent?
it was far away from their schools. They were going to provide transportation to the schools. So that was just an excuse.
You was laying your ass on 600 thread count sheets, nigga.
But now some of them are outside. But now some of them are outside in the elements in the tent.
They kicking them out.
But at least where they were trying to bust them to, at least they had heat and they had somewhere to be out of the elements.
Well, here come that Chicago winter.
They trying to be all bougie and stuff. Go home.
Here come that Chicago winter, baby. And if you ain't never experienced it, and let me tell you something.
Denver, they're having the issues in Denver.
In droves. They get like 60 days if they're a family or 30 days.
Something if they're a single.
If they're a single parent. Let me tell you something. If you have never experienced a real Chicago winter, I'm talking about in the 60s and 70s, not this climate change shit they got going on now. No. Where it snows and 2-3 days, 5 days later, the snow has cleared up. No. I'm talking about when the snow comes and that snow is there for 3, 4, 5 months and more snow is being dumped on top of it. Then you live at Lake Michigan. I don't know if you ever heard of what they call the lake effect up that way. When that hawk come off that water, ain't no place to hide in Chicago. There's nowhere to hide. You better have somewhere to live. Because trust me, that little damn pup tent you got ain't going to stand up to no Chicago winter, fam. Why you think they call it the Windy City? When that hawk tear through there, it's taking that tent and all of your damn belongings. You're going to be like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, okay? So take your ass home. Let us know what you think. Put down in the comments. Were they wrong for gobbling up all the holiday turkeys? Do you think it's time for them to take their ass home? Would you pay for a ticket for them to go home? Or do you think that they should be here seeking asylum from their own country? Okay. Are they being harassed and whatnot? in their country? Or are they just trying to make a better life for themselves? Let us know what you think, and we will come back with you. What you got going on in entertainment?
Quite a bit.
It's the Jackie O Entertainment Report on pushgapradios.com.